Hi guys, Nicole's here from Raw Vegan Reality, and I wanted to make a little follow-up video about Irish Seamoss. So basically, when I started my raw vegan journey, I obviously wanted to make as many recipes as I could that reminded me of not raw dishes, so including bread and all sorts of wraps and stuff like that. And to do that, you need some ingredients like psyllium husks help, also linseeds or flax seeds, chia seeds, and one of these ingredients was Irish Seamoss. So basically, I found Irish Seamoss online. They also say it's good for your hair and for your skin, and it's just fabulous all around. People take it by a spoon every day as a supplement. And I looked into it basically, and I realized that Irish Seamoss that they sell as Irish Seamoss, that mostly comes from Caribbeans, St. Lucia and other countries. It's actually, in fact, it's not at all a Seamoss. It's not at all an Irish Seamoss. I made a note here for myself. So basically, the Caribbean Seamoss is, which is this one here. It's been soaking for 2 days. I started showing you. So basically, that it is that. This is the dry form of it, and this has been soaking for 2 days. I've been changing water twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, and now it's ready to be blended with water. So here I'll show you the blended. I blended it in my Ninja. I blended it twice, 1 minute each, and I'll show you the consistency of it. So basically what I started saying, that this Seamoss here, which is a Caribbean Seamoss, it's not at all Dr. Sebi's Irish Seamoss. So that's the very nice smooth consistency that it turns into. And what I use it for, I use it basically instead of egg. So all the recipes that require some type of variation, or like I make banana pancakes, I make burger buns, I make different recipes. Let's say Christmas is coming, I'll be making mince pies. So the recipes ask for a spoonful or two of this, just to create an area, spongier sort of center to it. So that's what I use it for. So after blending, I soak it for 2 days. I blend it twice, 1 minute each, until it's nice and smooth, and then I store it in glass jars, just like so. I did try to put a bit of a lemon juice for preservation, but I don't find it necessary. It keeps really well in the fridge. So I'll have another batch of it in a minute. So what you need to do, you need to fill it up as high and as close to the lid as you can, so that there is the least air possible, so that it doesn't oxidize. And then you just literally put the lid on and store it in the fridge. So I'll have 2 jars. One will go in the fridge for longer storage, and one will be used when I need it. I did notice that, I mean, I've been raw vegan now for almost 4 years. I haven't used it now for about 7 months or so. So I have less and less need for recipes. I rely mostly on fresh fruit that I don't tend to blend much, like into smoothies. Maybe an ice cream in summer, but as you can tell, it's a bit overcast outside. I don't really fancy anything cold, so I'll have my room temperature fruit. And I had half a melon today, so in the evening I'll have a salad. I do fancy, you know, some maybe burgers, so raw vegan burgers, so I might make them later. So I might use some of the Caribbean Seamoss. So I started reading my notes, and it says here, so Caribbean Seamoss, which is this one here, and this one here, is an algae, red algae. I don't know, this one is not red, but it comes as red algae and green algae as well. This is white, they call it white, I believe. And the Latin name for it is Gracilaria denticulatum, or Eucheuma catoni. So that's seaweed. On Irish seaweed, that one that Dr. Sebi was going on about, and the one that has 102 minerals in it, and so on and so forth, that's this guy here. And as you can tell, it's a totally different Seamoss. Let me take you off into the different aspect ratio. No, basically, yeah, it looks totally different. This Seamoss doesn't smell of anything when it's been soaked. It's literally absolutely plain smell, and also flavor. It's flavorless, almost flavorless. This guy here is very, very fishy. It's not fishy, but it's seaweedy, you know. It smells of the sea, it tastes of the sea. It's seaweed, you know, it's proper seaweed. You can buy it, it comes red normally. You can buy it red, or when you see this whitish bits, that's sun bleached. You can also buy the whole thing sun bleached. It's a bit more expensive to buy it sun bleached. Irish Seamoss grows only, so the Latin name for Irish Seamoss is Carrageenan, so Irish Seamoss is also known as Carrageenan moss. The Latin name for it is Chondrus crispus. So it's nothing to do with this thing. It's two different species. Don't get confused that this doesn't grow in Caribbean. This only grows in cold waters of Ireland or around that area. This grows in Caribbean in warm waters. So two different things. I use this for my no tuna salad that I might post a recipe at some point. So I would process it similarly to this, and I would just add some into it. However, to be perfectly honest, I'd rather use it as flakes rather than doing it this way, because it just turns a bit slimy, and it's just the texture is not great. You know, this is tasteless. You know, this Seamoss is tasteless. It's odorless. It's very easygoing. It's unnoticeable in the recipe. This thing, it's pungent. So I tend to use, if I want some seaweed in my recipe, let's say no tuna salad, I would use flakes, or I would use you know, in a different, like in a dry form, like seasoning, rather than doing, you know, blending and so on and so forth. I don't take seaweed anymore as a supplement. In fact, I don't take any supplements. I mean, you know, seaweed, be it seaweed, or, you know, I'm trying to stop having oil and salt as well. There's beautiful Miss Raw Fit Vegan here with a Raw Vegan Excuses there. She's currently making a series about salt, about supplements, and I did know that salt is not good for you, and how I found out was from these books, two books here, the Human Body Owner's Workshop Manual and it's written by allegedly Dave. So he says that salt is a non-organic, the minerals that are in salt and all other minerals apart from the ones that are in the plants are not assimilated by our bodies. They just congested and they accumulate in our soft tissues instead of bones. So they don't affect our bone density, they only accumulate in soft tissues, exactly what you don't want. So it's almost inorganic material, or I'm not sure whether it's inorganic material, but it's definitely salt and all other minerals apart from the minerals that come from fruit and veg are not assimilated or absorbed by our body. They're useless to us and are harmful to us. I mean, I think it's from Dave that recommended to read Hilton Hotema's Man's Higher Consciousness. And this is a fantastic book. As you can tell, it was written in 1962, shortly after World War II. So I noticed that the further back you go, the more wisdom and more truth you get. So I would recommend to everybody to read this book. It's a fantastic book. And my raw vegan journey started with this book. I need to read it again, really, but it's absolutely great. So I would recommend to everyone to read this book, and it will set you up mentally in a way that you will understand a bit more of what food actually is, what is food, and how we should treat food psychologically, that is. I would also recommend this book by allegedly Dave, Owner's Workshop Manual. It's a fantastic book. He's vegan, he's a truth seeker. He's not raw, but I hope he's on the path to being raw. So yeah, it's a fantastic book. I would definitely recommend to everybody. He's talking about all the modern science and whether it's at all true. So I would definitely recommend that. I think here he speaks about our digestive system effectively being like a donut. So really what you put inside you, it's not really inside, it's also outside. And that's this been our mouth, obviously, and that's been our exit. So yeah, that's very interesting. I would definitely recommend. So that's that. And I also would recommend all the books by Jeanette D'Onofrio. She's absolutely fantastic. I consider her my mentor. Yeah, she's brilliant. So yeah, well, I hope I cleared up a little bit the difference between Caribbean Seamoss and Irish Seamoss. Two different things, two different species, two different flavor profiles, two different applications. I used the Caribbean Seamoss a lot to make my raw vegan mayonnaise when I started. I made up this recipe myself. It's my own recipe. I don't think it still exists online. I'm debating whether I should be posting it online or not, for one simple reason that I try not to use any oils. I stopped using most oils for a few months now, and I've noticed an incredible difference. I think oil, fats and sugar really don't mix. And but on the other hand, when I started, it really helped me. I used to have coleslaw, like a cabbage salad. I used mayonnaise, raw vegan mayonnaise, and I thought of that recipe as of a lifesaver, and I was so proud of myself to come up with it. I think I'll still post it, and maybe I was thinking, the longer you are raw vegan, the easier it is for you. Your body starts to learn what's good for it and what's not. But in the beginning, you need those Jeanette calls them, Misfit Vegan calls them help foods. Things like oil and even salt, although salt is poison, I totally agreed. But I think maybe in the beginning you still need it for some flavor. Well, I did need it, and I still use it in small amounts. And maybe I can call it maybe phase 1 help food, phase 1 foods. Phase when you're just starting on your raw vegan journey, and you need this little perks in your diet to enjoy your food. So I might post that recipe of mayonnaise. It's very similar to how you make regular mayonnaise, but what happens is that this mixture here, it acts instead of an egg. You use it instead of an egg, and also you can cut oil amount by half because of this. So it's almost like, low fat mayonnaise. So I'll post that for sure. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope I cleared up the difference between hot water Caribbean Seamoss and Irish cold water Seamoss. Comment, like, subscribe, see what other videos I've got out there, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in my next videos. And take care, guys. Take care of yourselves, love yourselves, cherish your bodies, be grateful for your bodies, and try and stay on the positive side. Love you all. Bye, guys.